half we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. Room here to run. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 694. Carr going to throw. Open here, Adam Thielen.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Cowboys had 0-11 now in the year. And, Charles, it's a bleak picture, just to be frank, when you're in a hole like this.
And they're starting to run out of time. Not many games left in the season, so everyone's talking about find some inspiration.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Gregory Rousseau has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd. In fact, they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Now Mahomes. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the turkey bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Hall.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield.
He's got him in, complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
On first down, Mahomes.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Going across the formation, he finds Freiermuth.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Eagles take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you play on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie. And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. But such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive, because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case,
he will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Mevis is up and good. And it's now 14-0. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Gabriel Davis from 13 yards out. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day. But you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a 3rd game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the 3rd one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
He'll get it inside the 20. A big play here for Dallas. 42 yards. Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 more there and another first down.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Edmonds, after getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, I didn't have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. And Carr's going to keep it himself. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Derek Carr scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
He's got him in, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms. But I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Gabriel Davis with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Cowboys are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 734.
He'll look to throw, and he can't get away. Carr is going to go down, and that is a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough, and that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now here's Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Devin Bush driving in and picking up the sack. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Throwing now is Mahomes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quan Williams. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. You know they'd love nothing more than to get a 3-and-out here after having the interception. And
it also tells you a little bit about how they feel about their leader, right? Their quarterback throws an interception in the previous series. They're trying to help him out here with a big stand.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Whistles come in and a timeout. We'll see if they try to run one more quick hitter, or will they go ahead and kick the field goal here. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll go for it. It's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Hall. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the 2nd half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Gabriel Davis, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are an extra point away from going up by 30. The extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Bryce Hall.
The 20.
Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking...
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Gabriel Davis
From 10 yards out.
And the Eagles take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Mevis is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Brandon Eccles.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
Extra point by Mevis is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now Carr to try again after the pick-6. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And he stopped immediately there. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. On play action, it's Carr. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
6:37.
Carr now on 1st down. And Callaway taking it in left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
694.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Play action. Now it's Carr. His throw incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down.
He finds Wilson.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
Now Carr.
Going right back to Wilson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Garrett Wilson.
A 15-yard touchdown ground.
And the Cowboys are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
That's caught, and he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
Now here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Touchdown, Philadelphia!
Gabriel Davis,
75 yards.
And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by Mevis is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the Eagles are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up in yellow. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Quan Williams. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
6-18.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. 30, 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. To try again after the sack. Carr. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Aaron Robinson. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's real.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Gabriel Davis, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit.
Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The drive starts with a completion, left side. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. On first down, Carr. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall.
And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They go play action. Now Mahomes.
Open man downfield is Davis.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Gabriel Davis.
60 yards.
And the Eagles add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
Carr now on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Gregory Rousseau.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Carr completes it, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good.
Throwing on first down is Carr.
That's out to the flat for Edmonds.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Carr going to throw. And now here is another interception.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for no...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
6:37.
On play action, now Carr. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Tackle back at the 41-yard line.
29.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
93.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Mahomes going to throw it here. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
A gain of 22 yards. First down.
They go play fake. Mahomes. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call hit boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Let's reflect times, I try to collect minds from complex rhymes. And by the way, shout out Tech 9. Go and shut the up, just let me talk.